make you order your own food from an outside place. You just have to like start. Oh, did we already? Are we?
It's fine. You can press play. We started.
Oh,
Child.
oh.
We got a famous person on.
I'm-
Oh,
Where?
nigga. I used to dream about
Cars and things. About being a star
Yes.
and things. Thought I could control
outgrow this feeling, but
my dreams won't go away. So the more like a nightmare, keeping me up all night like a nightmare.
It's taking over my mind.
My desire.
Yes. I don't know it. And it
Can't
can
and it won't be this man.
contain.
'Cause I gotta be famous. I think I did that a little too long, but I
That's
just 'cause I gotta be famous. Took it to the end part, you know.
You did.
So I'll do anything to get where you are. I'll do anything to reach the stars. You don't want what you have, but I want it so bad.
Yes.
Sorry, I used to have. I'm sorry,
Go
I don't even know
ahead.
why, but it's like that part is where you really. It's like I used to
feel
cry
it.
to those
You felt
parts,
that.
but
You felt
I
it.
do anything. I will do anything. Like I didn't even want to get where they were. I just needed to be where she needed to
Word.
be because she
Word.
felt it so
I
hard.
wanted her to get there.
Like
child.
back in the day, I wasn't scared of no lion, tigers, and bears. That's like they used to be my intro. I used to do YouTube videos back in the day. No one has seen these, so they're
Something
all
to look for.
they're locked. They're private. I have threatened to release them at some point, but I never will. But my old intro used to be lions and tigers and bears. And then for like the new season of my intro channel, my original channel, I'm actually not gonna say the names, but when I got the new channel, I changed it to Jasmine Sullivan Famous, and it was like everybody was like, "Oh, it's a new Jasmine song," and I was like, "Yeah, it is." And look at us today, she famous and I'm famous. We
Yes.
famous.
So listen, y'all. Obviously, we are here with very special guests. I'll be honest. I'm afraid. I'm intimidated by you and Dustin.
Are you kidding me?
I am.
Why?
I don't know.
For why?
Less you now, because
In what?
Asante took me on a date, y'all. Just so you know, we're joined by Asante, aka Hey Asante.
Yes, it is your boy Asante, your homeboy's favorite homeboy, podcasting's best
king.
kept secret. You know,
You ain't no
I'm just
secret boy.
I want to be a secret. I want to be a
But he
secret that
wanted
makes
to
a
be
lot of money,
famous.
like Victoria's Secret. I don't want to be famous. I want to have
You
famous people
wanted to
money.
be
I did
famous.
want to be famous so I could
We
get
gonna
the
get
money, but now I just want the money.
Yeah, we gonna get into
Okay,
that.
okay. But yes, I did take you on a date.
He took me on a date.
What y'all do?
He took me to the movies. And
Oh,
he
right.
Girl, he
Yes.
treated me.
And it wasn't like the
he
real
said-
movies where it had to be extra dark. There was still some light in there so
It
we could
was
look
still
at each
some light
other.
So we could look at it. He got me
Mhm.
food. We shared a pizza together. All the meat.
That's right.
Fuck that pizza. That pizza was good.
It was great.
That
We even
might-
started off with the cauliflower.
We started out with the cauliflower, buffalo
Y'all was
cauliflower
sharing
bites.
plates.
We was.
We would share plates.
Wow.
We did. He
I
got me a
love that
drink.
for y'all.
We sat next to each other, cozy in the back.
We had
unassuming,
good ass seats.
Good ass seats. He was like, "Girl, just sit back and get ready for this
Get
ride."
what you want.
Now you want to hear something
Oh.
crazy? I went to that same movie theater either the week before or after time. Sorry.
It's not real anyway.
I got tickets to a movie, and I got tickets to Doctor Strange the night that it came out.
Okay.
But I got them to the wrong theater.
Child,
That-
been there but done that.
You know,
Yes.
there's like two Alamos.
Yes.
So do you know, like, you supposed to get they'll close the doors on your ass. You can't see it
You
after a
can't.
certain time. So the man was like, you could just go downstairs to the train and it'll literally get you there in 7 minutes. And thank God it did, because it was Doctor Strange. It was sold out the first night. So I was like, I have to see, like, we have to see this. Like, I can't say I bought tickets and fucked up. Like, we have to go. So we
Right.
went. It was great. And I was like, yes. But yes, great movie theater.
Great movie theater.
Great date.
Great day.
Did you enjoy the movie?
We're gonna get. That's on the topic. I did enjoy the movie.
Okay.
We went and saw everything. What is it?
Child.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Everything. And this was his second time seeing it.
Yes.
I said he came back
Yes.
to treat
This
me.
is something you got to
Yes.
see twice. I need to see it my second
I think I
time.
need to see it
Oh,
again.
so you saw it the first time?
I was the one that
She
told her
was
that
the
she
one
has
that
to
kept
go
bothering
see
me
it.
Okay,
about
so
it.
I'll wait till we talk about that to
Yeah.
get your opinions.
We're gonna get
because-
into it.
Woo.
But we are joined by Asante. I don't know if you remember, but when I first met you, Jade introduced us. Asante was still a server. We were somewhere
Which
by
restaurant? Do you remember?
I don't know if we
Aw.
were at a restaurant. You were talking about leaving your serving job because you were so
I
done,
used to
and
threaten that a lot.
you kept saying no, but you did. It was shortly
Oh,
after
finally.
that you did.
Oh, this was after I finally did.
Yes, and
Oh,
you
okay,
kept
good,
saying,
good,
"I
good.
know that I am born for greatness." You kept saying
Yeah.
that, and I was like, "Damn!" I was really inspired by it. I was listening to him. I was listening to you, and I was like, "Damn, he's not like he's dead ass serious." He was like, "No, I have more in me than this, and I can't. I'm dying doing this." And so Jade was like, encouraging
Mm.
you and listening and like being an ear. And I remember before you started saying to you, "Oh my God, I love your name. I want my son's name. If I ever have a son, I want to name my son Asante. Thank you."
So you're gonna, yep. So you're still gonna do that, right? Now that you've
If I
said that on
ever
the
get
show.
if somebody ever lets me bust it wide open for them, and
Hey,
have
and
this
if she
baby.
do, you better make sure you making that money, you taking care of her and all that, okay? I'm just saying, you
That's
don't want to. We want to feel the proper
Yeah.
responses, okay?
But I always loved your energy. You were always really welcoming and kind to me, but I was intimidated by him. I think because you were so sure of yourself, and I was like, wow,
Really?
I
We
don't
were
know
just
if
talking about that.
I didn't.
We
I
were
was
just
like, I
talking about
wasn't
that.
at a place where I felt super. But it was the way you were like, I know that this is not, because I felt the same way.
Yeah.
When we were serving, Jade and I were serving. I wasn't ready to take that leap. I still, in a way, have never been. I went from serving to a 9-to-5 job. Like I still
Yeah.
haven't been like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's for like I still am just like, I don't know. But I was so inspired by you being like, no, I see my life differently, and I'm not gonna play this game. And
Sorry,
I
you
might
took me back to the past. So I'm
yeah,
like,
you were like, I
thinking
might
about
could
all
be
this all over
homeless.
again.
Like I might
Mhm.
could
It
happen.
was a risk I had to take.
And you were
Around how old were you?
Ooh, time again. Early 20s, mid 20s.
Wow.
Like, mid 20s, definitely.
mid-20s, I think.
Yeah, because I moved to New York. Let me just give my bio, I guess,
Please.
just so you can have some sort of context. I moved to New York when I was 21.
From
in
where?
Atlanta. Grew up in Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta.
Grady, baby. Okay, so I'm a that's Atlanta. I moved from Atlanta. At the time, I was going to Georgia State. I flunked out of a couple classes, and I said, fuck this, because they got rid of my major anyway. And I said, I want to be somewhere where I feel like I have to like push myself. And I knew New York or LA were going to be one of those two places. Everyone was like, you should go to LA because it's so sunny. It's so nice. But I was so comfortable in New York. I just thought about the nice weather making me comfortable in LA. So I was so comfortable in Atlanta rather, that I thought about the weather in LA just making me complacent. So I was like, let me go to New York. There's still seasons. There's so many people. And I don't have to have a fucking car. Moved to New York. Got caught up in the serving game. I actually transferred from a
Easy.
restaurant in the south to the city. Was working all sorts of restaurants, high-end restaurants, pizza places, burger joints, all sorts of shit. Like doing everything, making money. And at every job that I worked at, either from a coworker, a customer, a higher up, somebody, it was always reinforced to me that I did not belong there. I was an anomaly. I'm always used to feeling like an outsider in some sort anyway. In high school, I kind of I remember letting go of that feeling like a negative thing, being an outsider. So when I was realizing I was an anomaly or outsider in these other places, I kept saying to myself, okay, well, I know I don't belong here, but why? Like, I just knew I had a good attitude and I needed to go to work every day for a while and, just make money. So remembering or noticing that good attitude was more than simply a good attitude, I had a knack for making people laugh, changing the energy in places, doing good, being a great person like how I want to be. I realized that these are things that I can actually put to use where I want to be, not necessarily where I feel like I have to be. So still learning and processing how to do what I want to do. But my first goal was, like how I said, I'm leaving Atlanta. My next goal was like, I'm leaving the service industry. Like I remember living in Atlanta and working retail when I was younger and saying, I'm leaving this job. I'm not working at the damn, the Banana Republic no more. I'm not doing that no more. And I was like, God, I remember praying. It was like one of them Black Fridays. God, if you get me out of this clearance section, I promise you I
Not
will
a
be
Black
good and I
Friday.
will never come back to retail. And then from the retail, left that shit. Restaurant, left that shit. Now I'm in like new industry. And I'm in a place to where I can really figure out who I want to be, or I can play around with a lot of things and inspire other people to be more than one different thing and figure out who they really want to be.
That's incredible.
I don't
Be
even know
more
if I
than one-
answered your
Fucking
question.
period
You
on
did.
that bio.
No, you fucking did. Because I and at that point, your goal was to be famous. Because I do want to break down how you got from, I don't want to be fucking famous. I don't want people to know me anymore. Leave me the fuck alone. I want to be human.
Yeah,
We're gonna get to
because
that.
people don't want to talk to you. They want to talk to who they think you are. Like
Right.
it's like they know that you're part of something, so they want to they just want to. I'm sorry, she has something to say, and I was trying to signal you, but the South got something to say. I'm just playing. But no, because there's a part that I forgot to say. When I left Atlanta, I used to really be into music. I was always into music. That's why part of my YouTube channel, like Jasmine Sullivan, was, she been that, okay. I remember there being like these little soul spots in the South that I would like see singers, and I used to be like, I want to be an A&R. So when I moved to New York, I was like, I could explore either photography, music, art, like I could do all that. So I remember finally getting a gig interning at a record label and learning that the art of A&R is probably like, it was a dying art. I was like, this shit ain't even gonna be looked at as art anymore. Like it's still business, but it's business that's bleeding out. Even though it is actual art, I didn't feel like I was going to be able to be groundbreaking enough to bring that back. So I was like, let me just say fuck this, because music, the industry is already at that time was on some bullshit. Decline. So it's on some new bullshit because this is before streaming. So like YouTube was still like around and popping, and people were trying to get people and artists from YouTube, but it wasn't like the Spotify game and the Apple Music game and all that. So I'm glad I didn't stick around for that change.
It's interesting that you gave yourself the space to explore. Maybe I'll do this.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people are like, I gotta know before I take the leap.
Yeah.
I gotta know.
Yeah, no,
what
I'm a
doing.
hippie. I'm a hippie. I went to a performing arts high school, or it was a magnet program, so it was still gentrification.
What was your major?
It was theater, and then they tried to minor me in musical theater, which is why I fake try to sing sometimes, but I cannot sing. I was like, let me carry this note to see if I give me a scholarship. But I didn't even finish the program because of what I felt like was racism. And so I
was right, yes.
And a lot of people that, made it through the program still know what time it is. But shout out to y'all for making it and y'all doing what y'all doing. A lot of people made it in my school, and we still like see each other out and about in places, and I'm like, look at you doing so, look at me too. I ain't even have to finish that fucking program, bitch. But in art school, or in high school theater program, shout out to Mr. Adams. He was my drama teacher. He was the shit. He really like set the groundwork for a lot of what I think today and how I feel about a lot of things today and how I react today and like rules. And it was just him being a great teacher. Like he wasn't trying to make us know this stuff because he felt like he wasn't by the book about anything. All the shit that he did was very like nuanced, and that's why I say I'm such a hippie, because it was the first class I felt like we didn't have to worry about, we were learning things that were detrimental to us as people. Like you learn to read between the lines and sometimes look at people's body language or read words over and over again to see what the other meanings are. And from there, I was just like, I remember him saying one day, if everything matters, nothing matters. And then from that one point in high school, I was like, whoa. So now I always think about that. And I'm always thinking like, well, shit, if I don't win with this today, that means a door tomorrow might open for me to win something else. So
that's incredible.
Yeah, the L is always going to be a W somewhere down the road. It always has been. It always has turned into 1 or 10. Always.
That part. So let me ask you then, Asante. When we were talking about doing this,
Antoinette.
I was like, I don't want this to be a space where you have to be, hey, Asante. I want you to just be yourself. And like we were talking about, life.
And my favorite topic, life.
Figuring things out.
Yep.
Figuring out how you feel about things. So a question that I love to ask people when I'm trying to get to the root of them is, who are you without titles? Like a lot of people will be like, what are the
titles?
Mother, father, friend, aunt, podcaster. No titles. Just who are you?
May I ask for an example? No, I'm just kidding.
That's tricky. No examples. I just want to see where you go.
I am just a person that wants and wishes for the highest well-being of all other people. Like
that.
I love when people are having a good time. I hate people, even if I don't know you, I hate seeing people sad. I don't like bad things. I mean, I might laugh at bad shit, but that's the world we live in. But it doesn't necessarily mean I want to feed into that machine if I don't have to. So
why is that, do you think?
Because why? The world is already fucking dying and we're not giving a fuck, so why fuck with other people? Other people are literally just trying to make it. Everybody has something going on or has had something that they've been through and they've tried to make it over, or something they're still going through. Everybody has something going on. So I try not to give too much of my energy out to other people if it's going to be some negative shit or some bullshit, because people got their own shit to deal with. So if I try to give you my shit and you can't even hold up your own shit, you're just going to fall down. So now I done took you down and I still am carrying shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no point, no purpose in that. So when I see sometimes these like hamster wheels of people on the internet just like getting trapped in the negativity, I just be like, let me just close this back down. Like
Yeah.
we not laughing today, or
And
I'm
it's hard to
following the
do
wrong
that.
people. The algorithm don't want me to do it. The algorithm wants me to be depressed so I can spend some money and
Mhm.
not try to put my money to good use and help other people so I can. Because for me, college wasn't for me. But one day I would like to send people to school. I'd be like, you know what? Paid for college for you. You about to change some shit. Paid for college for you. You about to change some shit. I'm not doing shit because y'all changing shit.
Mm. Mandy and I'm sure I'm sure y'all talk. I think that this podcast world is starting to get, because I'm not in it like y'all. I'm teetering.
I'm not in it as much as one would think.
You would choose not to be.
Yes.
And that's the thing that I think is really interesting. I think it's great because the relationships that you have, people will look at it and be like, oh, he hangs out with all the podcast people, right? But y'all have real friends. Y'all been friends.
And I would rather focus on that versus let's make sure we have these Instagram pictures and all this other stuff, especially when I am a terrible child. I don't call my parents as often as I should. So it's like if I'm not updating my family on certain things, I don't feel like I have to update the world on certain things too. So, but a lot of people feel like they're used to just dumping into the world.
Mhm.
And so for me, to
stay relevant.
100% guilty of dumping into the world, but not to stay relevant. That's a lot of people judge me because I'm literally being a human, and it'll be 2:00 in the morning. I'm like, yep, depressed again. Like I'm not trying to say I'm about to kill myself. I need someone to come help me. Y'all better do it, or I'm gonna do something because I want the attention. I'm just really like going through certain motions, and I want certain people to know that they're not alone.
Sharing.
But I don't want it to also be a space where people come attack me because they're like, oh, this nigga weak. He get on the internet and do X, Y, and Z. It's the internet. Everybody gets on the internet and does any and everything. The fact that you stopped here is so crazy to me, but you did. I could either say all of this as a response to you in tweet, or I could just let you be because you don't matter anyway in the grand scheme of things. And I've been attacked on the internet for the randomest of things. And instead of replying, I'll just be like, man, because why?
That's a skill.
It is a skill. It's a better skill to be able to respond and retort. I wish I could, but I just be like,
is it? I don't know.
It is if you knew that you had it but didn't use it. I don't have it. If I had it to not use, I wish I could, you know? I don't even have that skill to not use. Just because I can't, I instantly shut down because I'm like, you're stranger energy.
Yeah,
I can't even take this
even
in.
responding just feels like you're constantly just like fighting. It would be
you're just macheting all up and down the place.
When you're doing the
windmill.
Yeah, like that's what I feel. That energy just responding back. It's just belligerent in some
That's
way,
why I can't do it. But when I see people do it, sometimes a part of me is like, I wish I could do that. Not that I want to, but I just wish I could.
That the skill set was there, or the wherewithal.
A little bit of both. Okay. Like, it's just admirable to me. Like, for some people, I know that they feel like they have to. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm just guessing they feel like they have to. And I get exhausted by it, but I'm also like intrigued by it to a degree. Because I'm like, I know that when I'm at work or I'm in close proximity to certain people, I want to keep those energies in check. But when people are like doing it online, I'm like, are you trying to like make a world change by responding to all of these people? Or like, I don't know. I just find it interesting. I find it fascinating. I don't necessarily find it admirable, as I initially said. But it just gets the wheels turning when I see it happen. I'm like, damn, you still responding? That's crazy. Like,
Cardi still responds.
Cardi B.
She picks and chooses, but it's always interesting when she chooses.
But you know what? I feel bad because a lot of people say that Cardi shouldn't respond because she has so much money.
For her own peace of mind.
She shouldn't respond for her own peace of mind. Really why I feel like Cardi shouldn't respond.
Sometimes people need to get.
It's because I miss the day. I know Twitter like made it a commodity now to get these pieces of people and them say more. Like Rihanna, she capitalized for being a bitch on the internet, which we loved. But like some people, it just needs to be an account where we just see your work. Like if Cardi B's Twitter was just her outfits, the music when it drops, videos, interviews, and not her tweeting. I mean, she has that sort of pull now to where she could just say fucking and do that.
I think she has stuff she wants to say.
Exactly, because Cardi B,
frustrated.
before she popped this music, she was
exactly
being a personality. So she has shit to say, so she wants to still say shit. I just wish somebody on her team would be like, "Hey there, kiddo. Let's do it this way. Like, let's make it real. Like, every time you do it, it'll be a Cardi PSA or something real cute, and we'll have it posted to your account. And as opposed to you tweeting it, we'll make a real cute video and you being shady every time you do it. High production, because people will wait for that. People, oop, Cardi got something to say again. But then it's like she starts attacking people, and then people are attacking the people she's attacking. Then they're attacking Cardi for calling other people on it. And it's a whole thing, and I'm like, this pile up just got so insane.
Is the pile up the thing? Because we started off with Famous with that song, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, y'all.
That pileup is why I don't want to be famous.
Bam.
Unless it was a pileup of cash, it's not worth it.
That part. So I think so you get to this place, right, where
Mm-hmm.
you're much more visible. People know you. Now you're this brand instead of this human being.
Yeah.
Right? And that gets tricky and
Yeah.
that can feel really lonely. And I think something that we were talking about, this is a long ass question, but there was something that we were talking about where you were saying, you know, there's so much going on in the world. There's so much good, but there's also so much suffering, and the shit basically like gets you down. But I have so much good around me.
Yeah.
It's like, do I have a right to be
Yeah.
to put that 2:00, still human, still depressed?
Yeah.
When it looks like to other people, why? You good. You got what you asked for.
It's funny because one of the things that I don't like about this podcasting space, right, is the fact that when people see you out with other people, they're thinking that like, oh, you're mixy, you're doing this. And for me, I'm mixy because I'm usually going out with my friends. Like I do a podcast with my friends, so we used to go
Right.
out to shit together. Like we're literally friends
It's
first.
not all content.
It wasn't content. It's not like we're podcasters supporting each other. Like I literally go to Mandy's show because the shit is funny. Like it's
Right.
not like I'm just like I want to say that I was at Horrible Decision Show and post this here. Like I'll post because people get on me for not posting. I don't post because I'm like I have to do this. Like my friends will be like, you don't post enough. I'm like, all right, if your ass complain about it, fine. But if it's like other people that are like, you don't post enough, blah blah. Sometimes I'm like, damn, I should post because you want some inspiration. But for me, if people are like, I don't even know who your friends are anymore because you never post them, it's like I don't even know who you are.
There's
Like,
an
what are you talking
People
about?
entitlement.
say that to you?
People say crazy, weird, random things to me, and it's like people say they just say it in general. So when they say it to me, I'm always like, huh? But I'm like, okay, like because people say crazy shit all the time to people. So when they say it to me, I'm only like thrown off for a second because I no longer give humans the benefit of the doubt. New York has really turned me out from that. Like I hated when I first moved to New York and people were like, "Oh, you're still new." Like, oh, because I used to be so like fresh and fresh-eyed and bushy-tailed. Everywhere I'd go, I'm in a room smiling. I'm like, "Hey," and I still do that. Like,
But you're
I'm still
deeply
warm.
feeling.
I'm deeply feeling, but that's why I always lead with such like great energy. But New York beat that shit out of me because working in a lot of those restaurant jobs, dealing with coworkers. I remember where you were. Thank God y'all had music at certain points.
Yeah.
We ain't had no damn music.
Yeah.
We had rushes of service with people acting like they can get food in 15 minutes, even though they've been coming to this place for 2-3 years, and you know that this shit don't come out that fast. Like things that I used to have to deal with, and I'm like, I can't trust humans to be humans because if y'all treat people like this, then I just can't trust y'all.
You see the lack of humanity when you're in service. You see humans in a lack of humanity.
So remove service from the equation now that you know people don't treat you like a human and that you're in a new industry where people are actually
well, now you're a brand. You're
now
definitely
you
not
are a
human.
brand. People before just wanted you for food. Now they want you for content, a different type of food, but food nonetheless. So in the way, people don't beg. I don't want to make it seem like people are begging me for content.
They
That
demand
sounds
it.
so. People demand. Like I used to make playlists and I used to love it. I actually stopped doing it because I fell out of love with it because people wanted it so much, but I had to do it on different platforms because everyone wanted it all the time in different places. Then they were trying to critique the playlist and then they wanted to be ordered a certain type of way. And I'm just like, not all of y'all are hitting these marks on all these places anyway. And this is all free content that I'm providing because the show that y'all listen to is free. This was before we were doing the Patreon. So then I just stopped doing it. I was like, I can't even touch this no more. Like not even for my mental health. I'll try to come back to it when it's convenient, but this is just a part of my brain that's going to have to suffer. And so a lot of people, luckily because they know I'm so emotional, because I choose to be emotional on the show. When we first started our podcast, I was trying to delete my Twitter. I was like, I'm actually about to delete my Twitter. And I remember Fran doesn't be like, how are you going to do that on the show? And I did delete it for like a while. And then I came back for whatever reason. But I just have to do things that are still good for me outside of whatever this brand is, because people that podcast literally do whatever they want. So if that's the rule, then why can't we promote mental health by literally taking breaks? Like we've taken breaks from our main show because I couldn't do it or Fran couldn't do it or because Dustin couldn't do it. And we've all been very understanding with each other. So when the fans, thank God the fans, they're actually very like super understanding for the most part. When we don't put up an episode or we're like, sorry for the delay, they're like, we get it, we understand.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll post a lot of memes and laugh with us and try to make us laugh until we post it. But just the fact that that's not like that fan base that we have that's like that for the most part,
They get it.
everybody is not like that. If everybody were like that, I would be more inclined to want to be famous. But I don't want to be famous because people feel like they can treat you like shit when they don't even know you. And people that are peers in the podcasting space feel like they can treat you like shit when they don't know you, even though they feel like they can use you when they don't know you, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Huh.
I hear a lot of similarities between you and Dustin. I
Child.
mean, you, Jesus Christ, call you Dustin. You and Asante. A lot.
No, I think that's
She's not even on Twitter.
That's
She
my
won't.
greatest fear is the pressure to perform. Just who we are, how we show up. Then you become this character of yourself, and then people, like you said, expect that from you, and then it becomes this exhausting performance.
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes the antithesis of feeling free, saying what you want to do, being creative. It kills it. So that's my fear. As you get bigger, as people think they have more access to you, it slowly shrinks like your real life self in a way that I don't know if I'm built for that.
So one of the things that I really I try to always remember. Sorry, I always feel like I'm supposed. Now that I can hear myself, I feel like I'm supposed to talk right into
You're
it.
fine.
One of the things that is like really cool about social media that I wanted to try really hard to lean into is you can just elevate or promote the things that you want and like how you want to be seen. Like that's one thing that I do love about social media. Like you can literally say, I'm gonna make music, and you can start making little beats, loops, and put them up on the Instagram page. And as long as you get some people to come follow you, you can start making that. The blessing and the curse of that is sometimes people will box you into that one thing, and that's what really sucks. Like I'm a funny person, but I don't necessarily consider myself a comedian. So people are always like, he's a comedian, and I just kind of go with it because I am funny. But people are like, do stand up. I'm like,
Yeah, good.
That's a whole other
don't-
world.
I didn't say I do that type of comedy. Like I do have theater training background, so of course if you say I'm a comedian, maybe, but like stand up ain't the only type of comedy. So why do we just go right there and like, this nigga, he can't tell no jokes. He ain't got nothing funny to say. Like it's like I actually probably have things more funny to say in a very intelligent way, but I can't even do it with you because you already turned off because you wanted something quick and easy. I'm not McDonald's nigga, like goddamn. But it's weird when you're seen and you're visible for everybody's opinion because the cool thing about it is none of those opinions are your business. It just sucks that people try to make it your business. Like if you want to talk, I say all the time, you can talk about me. I don't care. I don't search my name on Twitter. Just don't at me. Just leave me out of it. You can say whatever you want. I sucked on the show this week, whatever. Just don't give it to me. Unless you have something constructive that you feel, which even then I don't want it. But if you feel like you're being constructive, I guess you'll try it. But like if you're just being like rude, you can literally say that to yourself or on your timeline without me ever seeing it or caring about it. Because I'm not going to actually come out of my timeline and be like, oh, so you just over here talking about me, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's weird.
Are you happy?
Happy is a roller coaster. And right now, I am, like, rebuilding happy. Like,
how so?
I've dealt with, like, a lot of... Okay. So, for those of you that don't know me, whenever I don't want to talk about things or I have trouble talking about things, I try to equate it to something else first and then talk about it. Okay, so Bad Boys this season, right? Have you been watching it or do you know anything about it? Do you know Bad Boys?
I've heard about it.
Okay, so Bad Boys. I don't know if they can call it Bad Boys
What's
Club.
his name?
It's just called Bad Boys
no
LA.
more. I'm delivered. He on there, right?
He was on there for like
Cladwell or
a day and then he left because he was like, oh, y'all niggas fighting. I can't really be here.
Oh, Bad Boys is a reality show.
So Bad Boys is a reality show. It's on Zeus Network. It's literally they're trying to pick up the baton of Bad Girls Club. So they got a bunch of social media personalities to live in this house and argue. Outside of the fact that this is what the show is about, because a lot of people are never going to watch it because it is mess or they're going to judge it, whatever. Kirk Franklin's son, Carry-On Franklin, is on there. Crazy, I know. Can't even get into him right now. There's one scene where he's like crying and he's talking about like how do you save someone when they're like spiritually dead, and like what's the difference between someone being like physically dead or spiritually dead? Like there is none. Like, and like for whatever reason that shit like really struck a chord with me because as a gay man, first of all, you know, homosexuality is fun, but there's a lot of like deep, dark shit that I feel like I have to deal with for being a gay man. Like sometimes I allow myself because I'm such a I don't want to say forgiving person, but because I'm such an understanding person, I understand that not everybody is afforded the same opportunities or they get caught up in whatever bullshit, blah blah blah. So I'm willing to talk to people and get to know people of all walks of life, different walks of life. And I feel like a lot of people they're judged just for being addicted to some shit or having caught some shit or whatever. And it shouldn't like those stigmas shouldn't exist within our community, but because they do, it's very divided. So certain people
Mhm.
don't interact if you are HIV positive or if they feel like you're addicted to certain drugs. And some of that, I'm like, it's addiction, maybe because depression or something. Like there has to be some
There's
sort of
always a
conversation
root.
resolved here. Not necessarily it has to be with whomever you dating or coming in contact with, but there's something there more that's bigger than you. You don't have to judge them. I say all that to say, I've come into contact and I've made friends in passing with a lot of people that I don't like fully know. So it's hard sometimes when you lose a person or people that you can't like call up their family and find out what happened to them, or you can't you it's literally like I've literally lost people and I haven't been able to fully mourn that or understand that. And I actually had a scare where I almost lost someone. And that was probably the scariest of all because what do you do when someone has already given up
Mhm.
and they already understand the risk that they could take in leaving?
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to handle any of that. So,
You're
thank thank
all
God
of
this
that.
person chose otherwise and is
Yeah.
still here. But a lot of that shit fucked me up. So it was
Yeah.
like having to deal with a lot of that, um, not sharing it in open space.
Yeah.
Because just being a black male first, like remove homosexuality from it just because I am faced with mask privilege, whatever that means. I'm trying to sound more educated than I actually feel. Um,
Child,
Welcome to
aren't
the
we
club,
all?
nigga. Welcome to the club.
right?
Client president.
Plagued by mass privilege. Sometimes I feel like I'm, black men. It's hard to be vulnerable, and it's hard for me, with a lot of the work that I haven't done on my childhood to open up to even my close friends, let alone going out and getting certain professional help.
Yeah.
But I always feel like I have to. I've already reconciled that I don't care about this timeline per se, and I think that's why I'm so passe about a lot of things.
What timeline? Be more
this
specific.
this
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 realm.
world timeline. If this was a Marvel MCU movie, this is Earth 616. I'm
Mhm.
already fed up with Earth 616, but I'm not fed up enough to try to like move forward on my own. Like I'm just really waiting out the ride until it's over. Like, and I'm trying to make as much money and whatever difference I feel like I can in the meantime.
Are you
But
really waiting it out? Because you're doing
yeah,
so much
I'm
work while you're here for other people.
okay. So I
Okay.
know we ain't talked about the movie yet, right?
Let's go. Why don't we
Well,
just
go
dive
into
into
it.
it? Let's
Get
But
into
go.
it.
that movie, I'm
What movie?
Everything Everywhere All at Once. That is my type of movie, and I understood it the first time watching
Well,
it.
you were high as shit the first time, right?
I'm always high as shit.
You
So
were high when we were on our date.
I'm always high. Yes, I smoked a blunt after too. Like I
Oh.
always high. Earth 616, the Marvel concept, right? It's like the Earth is all these or the multiverse. There's all these different versions of the planet Earth. Blah blah blah. So in Everything Everywhere All at Once, I love how they played on that, and they showed
Spoiler alert.
you can literally be well, actually I should spoil the other movie since people actually might watch Everything Everywhere. If you haven't seen the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once, you need to go see it. Michelle Yeoh, Jamie Lee Curtis, all them people, they did amazing.
Incredible.
But I'm not gonna spoil that movie for you because I want you all to watch it. You all need to watch Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. It's another movie where it's in the multiverse. So watching these movies back to back where it's like these different takes on the multiverse and
Time isn't real.
they're both so true. It's amazing that we can talk about that now. But I think on this timeline, when I think about the multiverse, we have dealt with slavery on this timeline, so I'm already over it. Like I'm like, fuck. Like fuck y'all, fuck the fact that we have to talk about all this shit. We can't get past the black conversation, let alone women's fucking bodies, let alone people wanting to be something else. Like we can't get into any of these things because of whatever the fucking problem. Like we're all people and can't nobody at the end of the day just be like, all right, let's actually do something. Like it's always going to be a mess, always. So that's why the bigger part of me is fed up. But there is, if this were Everything Everywhere All at Once, if we were in the IRS office, I'm in the fax machine room too now, and you see me split. So I'm on autopilot mode here with the Bluetooth piece here, and the other part of me is still trying to make shit happen in the next life.
None of that made sense if you didn't see the movie.
None of it.
The Bluetooth and all that.
And I've been a confusing person my entire life.
No,
like, imagine
you're not confusing.
No, well, it's confusing to a lot of people that don't grasp those sort of concepts. Like I used to watch Donnie Darko and I Heart Huckabees, which are like my two favorite movies.
I don't know them.
They're both very, very white films. Donnie Darko, Jake Gyllenhaal, one of his first movies.
Hey.
not one of his first movies. One of the first movies I really noticed him and cared about him because Bubble Boy was weird, but I think that came after anyway. Jake Gyllenhaal's in it. Drew Barrymore's in it. Patrick Swayze. It's a phenomenal fucking movie. Like, I just love that movie. People are gonna be like, "You white as hell. You on your Childish Gambino."
Who
I don't
cares
care.
what people
I don't
think?
give a fuck. I'm just saying it's funny. I always think what's gonna be funny when someone listens because people sometimes will see me. They're like, I thought that would be funny, and someone said that, and you did it. That's crazy. And hopefully they wouldn't have thought any of that. That's just my weird brain. But you have to watch. You have to watch. You have to watch. Have you seen Donnie Darko?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God. It's about this high school student. He's like depressed, and the movie starts in one place and like you see it come full circle in the end, and it's just a masterpiece to me. Like, I just love that movie. And I Heart Huckabees, that movie really helped me understand how I hid from myself
Mm.
because it's about this guy. First of all, Lily Tomlin's in this movie. Dustin Hoffman.
It's white excellence.
These are
Yeah.
like, yeah, I
That's
mean,
That's
white
a light
excellence.
up of white excellence.
I mean, because when people make shit like Sorry to Bother You, niggas are like, oh, that's too left. Like, so of course,
Mm.
only the white people are going to be able to like fluidly tell these stories. Unfortunately, like Donald Glover, I feel like is doing some of the work now,
You gotta
but
get into it.
I don't see there aren't a lot of like black stories I can find this type of content. If I could find like a lot of black existentialism content, like
That's a lot of black people still dealing with that concept, those concepts that we're stuck on a timeline.
yeah, half the niggas didn't want to watch Black Mirror, the Striking Vipers episode, because they were so homophobic about it. And I was like, there's still a higher
God.
conversation here to be had. But okay,
Break down everything, everywhere, all at
I
once.
cannot break that down.
Okay.
I cannot break that down.
absurdist.
It's yeah.
Super
the
absurdist.
film basically, there's a lot of themes in it, and you have to go into it with an open mind. It touches on
Breaking
the
generational curses.
generations. You have what was it? You have the like sweet father. You
have all these different archetypes. So the optimist, the realist, and then the pessimist.
and the pessimist and the daughter. Then you brought up all of the absurd, like the way in which you can reach your higher self or the self that you like. There were all of these obstacles in the movie where this one, I'm trying not to give it away, but
Even if you give it away, if you gave away everything, people have to watch it.
Some of the characters had to perform these really strange tasks in order to reach their higher self to get out of danger or whatever. And you made a point of like, even all of the things that they had to do, they were the things that went against society, and it elevated them in a way.
It didn't. I think my greatest takeaway, I need to watch it again, but the power in disrupting what is normal, what is quote unquote respectable or polite or even makes sense, right? It was just like the most random shit opened up a world of possibilities and disrupted, the same thing continuing, right? And for me, that's something that I really took away and something I want to lean into. And I just even want to go back to what you said, in this moment right now, being productive, even this new collective talk about healing and like healing the past traumas, going to therapy, the idea of like, no, I'm actually good in where I am right now, and I'm not trying to rush this process. I'm just sitting in myself, with myself in a moment. It's like, that's also how you disrupt and create new possibilities for yourself, because I think we're all pushed to keep going in this certain direction and what's everybody else doing versus no, just be real, just be honest, just feel what you're actually fucking feeling and not rush to go to the next thing. And I think that is one of the greatest disruptors and opportunities for a new possibility. And I that was what I took away. I need to watch it again to really go deep, but I was like, oh, okay.
The first time I watched it, I hated it.
Oh.
I remember understanding a lot of it. You know why? Well, because I didn't know what I was going to watch, first of all. Like, I just remember people being like, have you seen this movie? Are you going to see this movie?
Oh, you went in without knowing it was absurd.
Me either.
I had I just knew Michelle Yeoh's in this movie. It's going to be the shit. I'm watching it. Like, that's literally how I went into it.
Okay.
So, at first, like, I'm loving the fact that she's, like, playing, like, she's downplaying. She's, like, all demure and stuff. I'm like, okay, this is, like, cool. And then the movie kept taking these crazy turns, which I was understanding. I was very understanding of the fact that it was so absurd. I was like, because
You
I'm
have to
just,
give into it.
but okay, I watch all sorts of sci-fi and shit. Like, so for me, it's not hard for me to buy into anything.
This wasn't just sci-fi though.
It wasn't, but I watched. Okay, so this was way more goofy than like Jet Li. Do you remember? Did you ever watch The One?
No.
Mm-hmm.
The One,
Yeah,
right?
any Jackie Chan, Jet Li, they're real
So
goofy. Yeah.
Jet Li, The One, it was literally about Jet Li was just a motherfucker living his life, and then one day some motherfucker drops from the multiverse coming to kill him, and it's him because he's been going throughout the multiverse killing all versions of himself to make himself the most powerful. So now he just got the one version of himself left, this Jet Li. And so it was so weird that they showed y'all ain't gonna go back and watch that movie. This Jet Li, his wife got killed, and so at the end of the movie, they caught the other nigga and sent him to jail. So then he got sent to another multiverse where his wife was still alive, and then they connect. And I was like, oh, that's really cute. But I like how in this movie they were showing how vastly different the multiverse can be, and how like right next door. Me and you could actually be really good friends, and I'm just meeting and kicking it with her for the first time doing y'all show. Like, and then way on down the road, we're doing the show and she's the guest. Like, it was weird and crazy how they were showing it, and I like how they took it all the way like left and was like, it could even be as far as fucking rocks. Like, I just
The
love
possibilities are endless, and in this timeline, we are so everything is polarized. It's this or it's that. So for people, even goes back to politics. If people know there's so much shit in the middle. Wild, weird,
not even the middle. There's no
things.
beginning or end, let
There's
alone
no
the middle.
Beginning or end.
So that's why I like.
Shut up.
I love. That's why I loved seeing. Jamie Lee Curtis did her fucking thing, but I loved them showing like the various degrees of their relationship.
Yeah,
and how it even
the various possibilities of that,
and how even on one timeline it could resolve, and how they could actually bond, and how that trauma was. I Heart Huckabees. I'm sorry, just to because I don't want to ruin this movie. I Heart Huckabees. The reason that movie is so important to me is because it's literally about this guy who he keeps seeing this black guy. It's literally this white man. He's like, I keep seeing this black guy, and it's like, why the fuck is this a story? But because of that, when I saw the black guy in real life, I was like, oh my god, the African guy. But I met him. He was really cool. But he knows people call him the African guy, which is fucked up but funny. Anyway, and I Heart Huckabees. This nigga, he's having this crisis because he keeps seeing this black dude. He's like, it's a coincidence. Why do I keep seeing him? So he literally hires existential investigators.
I love it.
Enter Lily Tomlin and Dustin Hoffman. Lily Tomlin, she explains to him the investigation. Everything is important and it's crucial to your investigation. Anything as little as you masturbating or you sneezing could solve your whole investigation. And then Dustin Hoffman comes in later and he explains this concept of the blanket. Have you ever heard of the blanket concept?
Mm-mm.
I wish I had a blanket so I could do it like him, but I can't. Dustin Hoffman was like, picture the world as a blanket. Over here you have kids playing. Over here, a baby's being born. Over here, someone's died. Over here, you're like everything is connected and it's not connected at the same time. And he was explaining this shit, and it was like blowing my mind. I'm like, whoa, this is fucking awesome. So that's why I was like watching Everything Everywhere All at Once, and I'm like, okay, I get all of this. I understand that, but why'd y'all do? So watching it the first time, I think that's why I was so annoyed. But then I was like, you know what? This is an absurdist film I'm supposed to enjoy. So like, let me rewatch it. Like, understanding that this is enjoyable. Are you looking up I Heart Huckabees?
Yeah.
You have to look it up. It's a cult movie. Jude Law's in it. Naomi Watts. Shania Twain randomly makes a cameo. The corporation is called Huckabees. And the reason that this guy is having this existential crisis is because he goes in thinking that's about this black dude, but then he learns that it actually stems from something else. But it's because the investigators that he hires, they deal in what are the degrees of existentialism? The more positive side, and then the other people are. Then there's another person that comes in and she deals more in nihilism.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so super ridiculous how they resolve his issue. And she says, when you were at home, you didn't get to grieve about your dying cat, and from there you learn to lie about your existence for your entire life and hide from yourself. And then from that moment,
it's the effects
from
of
that
every
moment,
little thing, how it affects you.
From that moment, he was able to turn the whole movie around because he saw later on, because there was Jude Law ends up being like his enemy or his nemesis throughout the movie. But then Jude Law starts off so sweet and cool, turns into his enemy, and by the end of the movie, they're the same because Jude Law ends up getting fucked up in the paint the way that this dude, Albert, was fucked up in the paint in the beginning, the main character. And he sees that, and it was beautiful to watch. Like, they weren't friends becoming enemies, but a person seeing himself in his enemy and being able to make peace with the situation and all that. And I was like, this is crazy. Like, I would watch that movie all of the time. I know it's a very, very white movie, and I do not recommend it to a lot of people. But with that cast and the work that they did, and going back, also just a bonus egg for anyone that actually has followed and cared at this point. If you go on YouTube, Lily Tomlin is actually caught arguing with the director from the filming of the movie. They had several like blowout fights, and it's just it's amazing for so many reasons. Another high school piece from Asante.
Look up.
Yes.
All right. Well, we have to.
I didn't took up so much of your time.
No, you didn't. It's good. It's good because it's Asante's existentialism, and that's what we need to dig into it because.
Yeah, I have so much to ask you, but it's going to take up a lot of time. We'll talk about it off of the screen.
Okay,
but I think
I know this is
there's
turning
an
her out
interesting thing between this idea that nothing matters, but then an attachment, matters. I'm assuming an attachment or security and money in a particular way that really I'm very interested in. We'll even talk about it aside because those are conflicting, and I feel it too. But we'll talk about that.
Yes,
another one.
Well, we're gonna take a break because money does matter, and we have ads. We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we are gonna talk Atlanta, and then we are also gonna talk Kendrick. We have to talk Kendrick, the God. So, Shanti.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Boop. What's the timestamp? Oh, we good. We got plenty of time. We got plenty of time. You're good. Who you canceling on? You supposed to come out to eat with us.
That's what I'm canceling now.
Oh,
I'm probably because Housewives come on tonight, so wherever I end up after, they just cursed me out this morning. And like,
wait, are we still rolling on Patreon?
Yes.
Oh, it's cool.
Oh, I was just playing anyway.
I'm obsessed with you. I would just JK. We ain't got that many patrons. So
you
want to
see the nigga that cursed me out this morning?
Yes, please.
First of all,
Always.
I hate this fucking picture of him. I want him to send me this picture of his pants because I know somebody at Nike and I want them to send me the pants. He gonna send me this picture. You can barely see the pants, so I had to go look the pants up. Thank God. See, you can't even.
See. Is he cute?
You can't even see him. Like,
no, you can't. Is this your first time seeing this? That's the only image that you have?
Yeah.
You've seen him in person yet?
Yeah, we only meet up for one thing usually, but now he's trying to do something else.
Baby blue suit, white Nike. He said,
and then he got the nerve to tweet. Are you recording me?
He's giving Jonathan Majors. Yes, this is still one of. Just wait. No. Just wait till after. Jesus
Don't
Christ.
Put me up there like that. No, but for real quick.
No.
Oh wait. Okay, never mind.
Shut up.
Just wait till later.
You are. I'm not editing this video.
You cannot edit that. I don't give a fuck. Does this come out in June?
I don't know when no, it'll be sometime in May or late June.
Oh, this is
early June. Right?
Oh, well, because in June I'm commencing. I don't give a fuck season. So
no,
that's right.
You do give a fuck. Asante.
I don't.
Parts of you do.
Parts of you don't.
But that's the problem. The problem. That's the problem, though. The problem is that I do, so I don't want to no more.
But you're Pisces.
Yeah, but
that's
I don't
so hard
want to.
For you not to.
I just want it. But if people kept it at one note, it'll be fine. But it's always
why? Why do you want it to be at one? I want to get into that so bad with you. Why you want to keep these Negroes at bay? I am
literally.
Let somebody love you.
I'm about to
down.
tell somebody's business. You're about to make me tell somebody's business.
Let somebody love you down. That's
listen.
We can talk about it in private.
No. It's too late. This week, I found out somebody I used to mess with was doing some porno, which is fine. But it was like this timeline might have coincided with some things, which pisses me off because you was all in my phone. Like.
He can't
leave me alone.
Do porn and then have a relationship outside of porn?
I mean, if we were trying to talk about having a relationship, fine, but we weren't. He was really trying to like reel me in and then
to have sex with you.
No.
Wait, to reel you into what then?
Relationship. Back into like
I feel like that is important information.
Stars, yeah, he should tell you.
No, that's a really big.
No, he's not even a star.
Oh, it was like an amateur. It's like ring light porn.
Oh
God
no,
damn.
Not amateur. He holding the phone.
Fuck.
He holding the phone.
No, he's not. The ring light has a stand. No,
I'm
just kidding.
Right.
Oh, that's better.
It's better. At least it's more quality.
It was on someone else's page.
Everybody's
that's what got me. Like I was looking. First of all,
that's unsettling.
I'm
I would
sorry.
be
I don't know how
unsettled
it
if
is
I
for
was dating
y'all.
somebody and they popped up on my porn search. But
But
we be searching
outside of that,
gangbangs,
right?
so we don't know.
See,
we
but
uncovered that.
thank God it wasn't a
Earlier today.
gangbang. Well, but see, I honestly, I wouldn't have minded if we could have had a conversation about
Right.
it afterwards, but we couldn't talk. I'm like, so we can't even really be friends. So why would we be anything more than like friendly? I didn't come at him like, oh, so you was doing this, huh? It was more like a
Why wouldn't you have told me that? Do you tell
Like,
your people
Was
everything?
that a long time ago that they did
what
it?
they
I
want.
fe-
What
Was
they
it a
want
long
to
time
know.
ago? But what if it was years?
It depends on the situation and what we
you
discussed.
do not tell
It
everybody.
But was
depends
it-
on the situation and what we discussed.
How long ago had that occurred?
So that's the thing. That's why I look
He's
like the
saying
dick, right?
the timeline.
The time that he
during.
did it was like 4 or 5 years ago,
Oh,
and I just found
what's that
out.
buzzing.
I just got pissed because it was like, damn, like here you go, still surprised me with some bullshit later
Still
on down the.
surprising me. So there's more information that we do not know that you
Yeah.
had just okay.
And so that's why I was like,
Okay.
if this is gonna be a thing now, then we just need to
All
stop
right.
now
It's a red
anyway, because it's
flag.
gonna keep. It was a red flag.
Okay.
It was a red.
Was it good porn though?
It was a red flag. I couldn't even get there because it was like
It hurt you. It hurt
it
your
didn't even hurt
feelings.
my feelings. It was like,
Yes, it
ugh, why are
did.
you here?
I want to talk to you about that. Can
Okay,
I ask you a question?
okay, yeah, maybe it did. Let's
It
work
did.
through that.
It hurt your feelings.
You
It
don't want
just-
to
It
talk
was a
about that.
betrayal, and apparently
Assante.
this is
'Cause
this is
It
of
did
many.
hurt because I did have to go look at the time, and I was like, this was.
So why
Yeah.
would you say it didn't hurt?
It didn't feel like it hurt. It was just more like I don't want to watch you do this.
Does it mean
'cause-
that? But you just said it did hurt. But
'Cause
then you, and
I
then you
would
just
watch
said
under
it didn't
different
feel like it
circumstance.
hurt. Do you allow yourself to feel the hurt? When was the last?
Acknowledge. Feel is you don't have no choice in that, but to acknowledge that. Oh, this is.
When
a,
was the
I
last
identify
time you
this as
cried?
hurt.
Esther
I was just
Perel
about
wants
to
to
cry
know.
right now.
I
Esther
know.
Rowe,
I know you were
Um,
fighting tears. And I think I know who you
damn.
were talking about. The
um,
last time you pretended you weren't crying.
the last time I pretended I wasn't crying. Ooh.
I think just the fuck now.
Yeah.
But keep going.
I mean, was I pretending? Did I cry?
Okay.
No.
When was the last time you pretended that you weren't crying?
2 or 3 weeks ago. Oh, actually, maybe a week ago. Week ago.
Can you unplug your computer? Is that what that is?
Is that my computer?
Is it the fan?
You hear,
It might be your fan, the one in your lap, because you got it on the pillow. It might be hot.
It's not.
Oh.
It's like a but I don't have it plugged in.
Looking hot, smelling good. I don't want to answer that.
You don't want to answer
No,
that.
I'm just kidding. No,
You did already. Oh, about not acknowledging.
Because it was someone, because I tried to work through this, right? Because it was someone that I didn't think I was gonna get back with at any point anyway. I had to wonder to myself, why was it bothering me so much? And then I was like, I think it's bothering me because I still can't talk to you. Like it was someone that I wanted to like reach out to, and I think that's why my feelings were hurt, because it's someone that I didn't trust, and I considered trusting them at some point, and the fact that I was even still considering them, I think, kind of hurt me. The fact that they like I didn't know something, but it really isn't even my business, right? It was something that if we would have been able to kind of talk through and laugh at, I would have been fine. But because I was like about to be gaslit again, I was like, "You're still doing this in 2022," so I just had to like block them and
That's wise. Good
let
for
the energy
you.
go.
I mean, that's hard. Good for you.
It wasn't hard. It was just disappointing. It was just like
That's
That's
I
hard.
it.
still.
That's hard.
That's it.
It was very
I
disappointing.
think you don't want to be disappointed anymore. So now you're refusing to let people get to a place where they can.
That is it.
But that's such a.
I'm
There's so.
used to being
Imagine the
disappointed.
possibilities
yeah.
that you're blocking.
What could disrupt that? If you want to, because nigga, you don't have to, and that's also
I have to know someone well enough to feel like I want them to disrupt it.
You have
You.
to
Ain't
disrupt
nobody
it.
gonna
They
disrupt
don't
this.
disrupt it.
Oh,
You disrupt
you
it.
don't
that's
want
the
to do the
problem.
weird shit.
That's the problem. When I feel like they're disrupting, that's why I have to go. I'm like, oh, this is.
Oh, they're causing you to do some weird shit.
Or they're just when
Inviting you
people
to
like
it.
gaslight you or set you up. Like I was dealing with a situation where someone was like allowing me to be around like their hoes and shit, and I'm like, I don't want to be around your hoe. Like you can have hoes, but I don't want to hang out with them. This ain't eliminate. Like what the fuck is this? And it was just kind of like, I shouldn't be disappointed because niggas are gonna nig. Like I'm a nigga, so in the future I can nig if I ever so choose to. But I just don't, because it's like this is a waste of time. This is so much energy in all these places, and now what do I have to show for it? Now I gotta argue with somebody. I have to argue with somebody anyway over something. Not calling them back or something.
You don't have to argue with them.
I don't. But
You don't have to argue with them. But I just
sometimes
feel
an
like
argument's a little good for the
you
spiciness.
have so much love in you. I want you to feel that back.
I have-
and be open to.
I have
feeling it
husband
back.
potential, but I I'm probably not going to be a husband.
Oh, see that.
What?
It's
I don't
just yeah. I don't know. I guess there's something to disrupt that pattern or where you feel comfortable in saying that or safe in saying that.
Did we come back in? We didn't yet, right?
We don't have to.
Are you recording this?
Yeah. No,
Are you-
you're fine. You just
Wait,
That's what I'm trying to figure out. We
Wait.
took a break. We never came back from the break yet.
wait. Are we recording?
Did we record that part? Okay.
But we can find out what we want to edit
okay.
out.
We can
Oh,
edit
okay.
that out. So
I
from the
don't-
break from
You know, if it happens, it happens.
no, from the break from 46 minutes to now, that's not going to be in the episode.
Oh, that's not going to be an episode?
Did you want it in the
It
episode?
would just
Oh,
be a
that's not-
Patreon. It wouldn't be on the
okay,
episode.
okay, that could be
all of that was could have
okay.
possibly be in Patreon,
Okay.
but it's not on the episode.
It won't be. Do you want it to be?
I'm
I
your
don't
guest.
want that to be.
I'm your guest.
No, you need to tell us what you are comfortable with.
I haven't
King.
said anything that I'm not like. I haven't said anything. I'm gonna walk out of here and be like, oh shit. So
Are you sure?
Well, if you do, if you
All
walk
right,
out
then
of
we
here and
can
be
I
keep
like,
don't
it
care
in.
about the exes and none of their bullshit.
Okay.
They did the bullshit.
We can
Word.
keep it in then. We could keep it in. And then, so we're back officially. We didn't know. And you got some behind the scenes. It's some real shit. You know what I mean? We're going to switch gears.
Skirt.
Do we want to start with, I think we should start with Kendrick and with Atlanta because I have a lot to say about Atlanta.
oh, Lord.
You want to start with them together?
I think Kendrick has a lot to do. Kendrick, I think, is the person I think Kendrick has a lot to do with what you were talking about in the beginning too, of like that fame thing, that like let me be a human, that also like I have something to say, I want to be able to say it, but y'all gonna try to
take off.
right. He's saying so much
So many
with this
things.
project.
It's honestly, this is a masterpiece. It's art. I've only been able to listen to it 2.5 times.
Me too.
So I'm
Same.
still like not where I want to be, but I already know
And I need to get on Rap Genius.
they need to put this in the Black Museum, all the music museums,
Every museum, Fuck the
every
black
museum,
one. All
like,
the museums.
I'm just saying, what's going there for like the nigga museum need to get it first,
Nigga
and then
museum.
everyone
Yes.
else can get it. But
Y'all
it
can borrow
definitely
it,
got to
maybe.
be okay. Lease it out to everyone else from there so they can make that money.
You
But
gotta
like
pay a fee.
this is. There needs to be like a movie piece to go with it, or like a talk series or
This is
something.
like-
it's amazing.
Somebody needs to
the
break
way
this
it
down.
broke, I think it's
Yes.
like Lemonade.
Yes.
It's like it's done what Lemonade has
Kendrick
done
is
for the
very
black
much on his
women.
Beyonce and Solange.
Like broke the fucking internet, broke people open in a way that Lemonade did visually. The album, not so much, but this is like
Kendrick
what
Lamar
Beyonce
knows.
tried to do with the audio version.
Kendrick
of
Lamar
Lemonade.
knows.
Yeah.
Yes.
What did you feel when you heard it?
I
can't
felt.
stand him.
I love it.
I don't know. I felt like excited and because he was like step back and be like, ooh, like there were just so many like notes and songs. I was even more hype when I heard Mandy on it. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop. That girl, Taylor Page does
Oh
because
my
she
God.
has a
No,
raspy
there's
voice.
it wasn't even that one. It's another girl that sounds like Mandy, right?
No, it was Taylor.
No.
Because at first I thought it was Rico Nasty, and then I saw it was Taylor Perez. I was like, oh, I thought that was Rico, but it sounded like Mandy. That's crazy.
I thought that was Mandy.
Yeah, it seemed like it was Mandy
Taylor.
ass. No, and it seemed like some shit she would be saying. But the project is just it just gave me so much
I forgot
joy
that I thought that.
to hear him not like present us with anything traditional. Like it was so I don't even want to say experimental. I felt like it was evolutionary from some of the stuff that he gave us before. But do you remember when he dropped like those like few like voice notes or notes or whatever?
Yeah.
Like there was so much cool shit in those moments.
Mm-hmm.
So to give us this full length masterpiece of I don't
And
even
he's
want to just call it music.
discovering in
It
it.
is art. He's so oh my God.
He's
It's
discovering
so
in it.
transformational. Like him even talking about the auntie.
Yeah.
Like all of that.
I think it was really artsy fartsy. Not fartsy is the bad word, but I think it also has followed the way that he makes concepts out of his albums. Like it wasn't. It was very much Kendrick in the way that like a Basquiat picture. It's like, oh no, you've been honing this skill. You've been honing this discipline and this practice that yes, it's different, but it's also very much Kendrick and how he did his album that I was just like, oh.
He plays so much in like I think that we were talking about the signs. I'm a Gemini rising.
Mhm.
He's a Gemini, and I know he raps so
Gemini
much
with
with like a duality
Pisces
and
moon.
see, he raps so much about like duality, or it's very much like I watch a lot of anime, and shout out to Naruto and Boruto. Uh, it's about ninjas harnessing their chakra and dealing with like the change of nature and using all of that and those elements. And even we were talking about Pokemon cards before this. Even the Pokemons have certain weaknesses depending on the elements that they are. But it's very cool how Kendrick plays with duality on his records, and how even with the Auntie record, how he's talking about the perspective of not knowing better and knowing better, and even like people that hated versus the people that were rooting for, like so many cool perspectives. And then even like to go from just the auntie to now the cousin filed in the shoes, like there was so many cool moments in that one song. And even before that song, there's just so many cool moments on this project that I just get lost in. I'm in awe of Kendrick every time I hear a project from him.
It's very everything everywhere all at once.
Yes.
Pitchfork actually wrote a piece, and the first thing they wrote was everything everywhere all at once, talking about Kendrick's album where everything's in it. I mean, he stepped away, he became a father. You know, he's dedicated himself, it sounds like, to his lady more than he ever has, right? But there's the scope of the record. It's just wide. It's like you're talking about fatherhood, materialism, fame, expectations of fame, blackness, religion, trans identity, infidelity, addiction, sexual assault, cancel culture. He literally sat. It's kind of like, to me, it's like he sat back and he just chin checked the culture.
Yeah.
In a way where he was like, okay, this is what I'm observing. And I feel like Kendrick is deeply feeling, and someone who can experience deep highs and deep lows. Because I feel like humanity, like I feel like it was, I said this before, but it felt like a plead for humanity to see themselves and to be better. Like, please. And it wasn't preachy, because he's also saying, like, he's humanizing folks, where he's like, I'm not coming at the culture and saying y'all are trash. I'm just saying this is what it is. I'm not canceling. I'm just saying this is what's happening. Have a conversation about it and like dig deeper.
Like everything he says, like even when he's like, I didn't understand Drake and Ye speaking, but I guess I'm not
right.
I'm not mature enough for that. And even on the other record where he's like, you know,
how real is that?
F word. I don't want to say it. But even him saying, huh?
You can say the F word quite a bit.
I don't want to say. I don't like the way it sounds anyway.
Oh.
The gay slur, not the
gay slur.
Just him saying it over and over on the record. I know it's going to turn a lot of people off, but him saying like, you know, we didn't know no better. Like he's not saying they over there acting like he was part of that shit too.
And I think making you hear that word and making you feel how it sounds, he's doing it on purpose. I don't think that there's anything on there that's not intentional.
Yeah.
We were even talking about the Kodak Black. Him being on there, and I didn't love it, but I also feel like I don't hate it either, because I also feel like he's making a statement of like, this person too has to have a voice, even though we might not like it.
He is.
That's why
putting
you want to
a
talk
mirror
about Atlanta
up.
too, huh?
He's putting a mirror up to the culture. He's critiquing the culture, and then he transcends it, because he's like, I have to abandon me cow stepping and being so influenced, and also feeling like I have to influence you, and I have to go inside. When he says like stillness, I have to get still, and I choose me over all this shit, because it is never ending. It's always chaotic. It's so fickle, and it doesn't make any fucking sense, and it's exhausting, and I'm gonna choose me. I'm not gonna be a people pleaser, because it's impossible to please everybody. And that's what I love. Like, at some point we have to transcend culture in a certain kind of way.
Yeah.
And it's about me. It's about my spiritual well-being and my internal life. And I was like, oh my
What's
God.
the song when he's like such and such, like he's calling out all these people and he's saying that he
they're
is not your savior.
I'm not your savior.
He is not your savior.
And when he makes the mantra of I'm not a people pleaser, I can't make everybody happy, that becomes like a mantra in one of the songs.
I think he's able that too is, I think, his I think that's his key to freedom.
It's everybody's key to freedom.
Saying it over and over. Sometimes you got to say what you're not in order to know what you are.
But I think it's also an invite for us to like, oh, look at all this nonsense. Look at how we're bickering. And that's why in the beginning of the one we cried together, it's like, this is what the world sounds like. And it's all this bickering and vitriol. And then it's like,
because it's not just about
but then we're fucking afterwards.
Right.
So this cycle continues of like, we're fighting and then we're fucking. And at the end, it's like, oh, we have we have to get beyond that.
That's really great because I feel like a lot of people listen to that and they only relate it to relationships.
No, you said this is what the world sounds like.
This is it's a larger scope of like
destruction.
Wow. Yeah.
And it's perpetual thing.
And it's hard to have this work, right? I think about how we receive it. It's hard to receive the work, and I put him even higher on a pedestal, and I have to chin check myself of like, this is exactly what he's saying don't do. You know, like I'm like, he's brilliant, he's this is a masterpiece, it's got to go here, it's got to go there. What is he gonna do next? It's like, whoa, he's a human.
He didn't drop the music, soak that up, like.
Right.
Honestly,
and did it while he was in Ghana, to be clear. He was like, I'm going to go get I'm putting this out, and I'm leaving with my lady and my kids, and we just gonna be for a little bit.
And honestly, I can't be mad at him. Like that really reinforces the lesson too. Like, and the fact that you can even sit back and say like, oh shit, like I'm doing exactly what he's talking about. Like
myself,
it's amazing. I think that brings it back to me thinking about our core audience at the Friend Zone. Like when they're like cool with the fact that we take breaks sometimes.
You had to choose yourself.
Like when people can really understand like on a human level, like it makes a world of difference. Like we know Kendrick as a rapper who's like actually rapping about some shit versus him, you know, making up some shit about whatever. So we can actually hear him out and like understand the concepts, soak it in, and hopefully patiently wait, because some of us might get like, it was such a great fucking project. Like we just but it's just that great debate. Like, you know, it's art, so luckily it is supposed to make us excited. But I know that Kendrick is still a human being, and if he just chooses to live and not give us anything else past his album, that would be crazy. But I hope that's not the case. I pray that's not the case.
Selfishly, right?
Selfishly, of course.
Because of what we want.
It is of course a selfish request.
I know. Be like, okay, but can you please keep delivering so I can be delivered?
Speaking of selfish, I would like to say goo, as Mandy would say, to the Atlanta.
Let's go. Which episode? I have something to say.
Okay,
I didn't finish. I gotta tell y'all.
No, you start.
Finish. No, I just want to tell you I didn't finish. I'm only up to.
Oh, you haven't seen the Trinidad.
Trinity to the bone.
So that's where she stopped.
I haven't seen it.
Is that gonna stop us?
But you can talk about it. Go ahead.
No, you know what? No, you know what? I don't even want to talk about I just want to say, well, actually, I want to hear, because I'm with two women. I would love to hear your opinions on Atlanta and Donald Glover before I get in, because I always am in these rooms and people are like, "Fuck Donald Glover." I'm like, "Oh,
I love Donald Glover."
Okay.
Why are we mad at Donald Glover? Why do people mad?
Got a white wife. She Asian anyway. She half Asian. So
apparently he's had some opinions on black people. I knew he grew up a certain way. I just didn't know he had said certain things.
He came out and said that he would never marry. He could never see himself marrying or being with a white woman because he was like, I just need to be understood.
I guess I thought he said something about her two black women as well. That I didn't know. I don't know. But
check people for your wife. I ain't mad. That's his white queen. And she probably let him get real free.
Dairy Queen.
She probably let him get free. Like, yeah, well, that's his white queen.
Yeah.
Outside of his white queen, the art that is presented, because this is the art section, the art presented on Atlanta, masterpiece for episodes.
I just love it. I'm obsessed.
I love all of it. I've loved it every season. This season is so amazing to me. I love how it's done. It's another like Kendrick piece. Like we're gonna be talking about this for a long time. Oh wow. Like
I hope.
It's like Kendrick, and it's like Everything Everywhere, where it's disrupting what we think a narrative should be, how a story should go.
The reparations episode, you watched that one, right?
I watched it. Brilliant.
I cried at the end of the episode.
The reparation, because
I cried.
Me too. That last scene, the
especially
way they
coming from service and stuff too.
The way they sat with that scene. The pullback, I felt the same thing.
Like it was an emotional moment that I'm never gonna experience.
Yeah,
here.
that episode specifically was the one that had me like, because I felt the episode that we're talking about is the big payback. This is where black folks are suing white folks for the sins of their forefathers and their ancestors for owning. So if you, it was like random ass white people that are living in their privilege, enjoying themselves based off of, you know, these atrocities that occurred. And black folks are going back and they're suing them and winning, right? And I felt so badly for that man. I did. I
that
felt
white man?
The white man.
What?
Oh, that's what I love about this.
That's what what's so crazy is, and I know, and I felt guilty. I was like, I know I'm not supposed to feel this way.
No, but
I felt badly for him because I was like, wow. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, wow, this is tricky, Antoinette, because I thought he himself didn't do anything. He's obvious. And I'm thinking like, wow, you're just derailing this person's life. And then that other white man, when he sat down with him and he was like, but I didn't do it. Like, I didn't do it. And the guy was like, yeah, but, and he was like, yeah, so now your kid, your life is derailing and your kid's now going to have to grow up without a dad and figure this out because you have to go off. Your wife doesn't want you to. He was like, the same way that's what happened with them.
But then he killed himself.
And then he killed himself.
Because he couldn't really.
And then at the very end, the white guy smartens up and is like, he accepts it. He's like, all right, I'm going to pay this lady. And then he goes into the service industry because the tips are not taxed. And that's the only way that he can pay her back slowly and still survive. And for us, all three of us were in that world trying to scrap and make it. I was like, wow, that really is a result of atrocities before. But I couldn't help but think, is that the solution though? To tear down
That's why it was such a great piece, a great talking piece,
it's so good.
But I think that's also the theme of it is like, what is morality when it comes to black and white people? What's morality, period? But then how quickly that changes when it's around the black and white American experience. The episode where they went to the party in the house, and you saw
old man in the tree.
You saw Van going down that hall, and after she stopped at that one picture, she starts pushing niggas, and she's just off the wall.
Yeah, I ain't like that.
Explain that. Give context. What was on the wall?
Well, that's what I'm about to say. She's walking down the hall. She sees the picture. Then she starts wilding. Then Ern has this hard kind of question with what's the name? Al? What's the name?
The rapper Paperboy?
Yeah, Paperboy. Yeah. Where he's like, yo, this kid is scamming the white people. Like, I don't know if I really want to do that. Like, that's fucked up, kind of. He's like having this moral dilemma of like, I don't want to do that. But then he walks down the hall and sees the photo that Van was looking at and sees that there is a slave. One of the ancestors of whoever was in that house had a slave right there. And so his whole shit switches, and then he goes back and he's like, yeah, Rummy might put 20% on that shit. His whole thing changes. And as a viewer, you're like, oh, are these niggas scamming, or are they understanding I don't know about if it's payback, but it's kind of like, I'm going to do what the fuck these white people have been doing and profiting on and still are trying to do to me in this moment. When they go to the hotel, Van might have stole that wig, but he's like, I know she probably stole
something
that
in
wig.
The house. You saw her, right?
Yeah.
She puts something in her pocket.
She
takes
wilding.
what she feels is owed to her.
But then it's black people, and when black people do this shit, we're all like,
scammers.
Oh, they're scammers. When they're just this question of morality comes up that I just love how he plays with it. And he doesn't try to make black people these perfect people. Like, he's also showing black people in the light where you are cringing and you are like, the first one, when the mom was wilding out, I hated how they had that mom depicted. But they took those references from real
life.
From real circumstances.
Even in the reparations episode, a lot of people didn't like how the woman coming for her money was acting, and I was like, I like that she was. I like. Did you hear about that or see any of that?
I know, but I know people were upset about it. I was like, I know so many people that would do that, and also
but a lot of people feel like, oh, of course it would be the neck rolling, tongue popping, whatever, trying to come collect some money. But for me, I felt like it was like supposed to speak to a bigger point. And for that part, it's where it does get a little tricky because it's like, well, is this part supposed to be for white people? Because now he has to humanize this ghetto woman, but it was still this person having to actually realize that this woman has a story, not even, what it was, but like the fact that she has a story outside of the fact he was just living in the house thinking the problem with that episode is not a problem. Like, I hate it, but that white man, and the reason I didn't feel bad for him is because he's aloof the whole episode, the way that white people are. Like, in the beginning of the episode, he's listening to his damn podcast, waiting for coffee, and then something happens to the nigga in front of him, but he doesn't care because he's next now. He doesn't wonder why it's his turn all of a sudden, why the nigga actually didn't get to order and have a problem. Like, he doesn't say, hey, help this guy first. Like, he just goes on about his day. So the moment that he got hit with the reparations,
I love that.
and was like,
but also he steals by accident. in the beginning.
Mhm.
He has those cookies in his
Exactly.
pocket. He realized he's like, oh, I got over on one,
Exactly.
and he smiles and he eats it.
Exactly.
As like, oh, I got over. I'm still gonna reap the benefits of this, even though I didn't get caught.
That's why when him and that man sat down, he was like, "We white, we gonna be okay." And he shot himself. I was like, "This is all so powerful."
Yeah.
Because white people might watch this and they might receive this, or they might watch this and say this is a crock of bullshit. But it was just so interesting that a black person would put out this like Jordan Peele type content to me on
It's so
FX.
spooky.
It's so spooky, but then it's so like
The white
guffaw hilarious because of
Uh-huh.
how risky it is at times.
Uh-huh.
And then sometimes it's super mundane, which makes it super relatable.
Mhm.
There's just so many pieces to Atlanta that I fucking love. And then going back to the paintings and all that, it was funny because that kid came in with the skates and shit, and it was like he's this influencer trying to scam them. And it was like on one point, first of all, I like how
who also gets to say what art is good and not, but go ahead.
right. First of all, it was crazy that this last season they're in London and Amsterdam and everywhere. This part where they're in London and the niggas scamming, I thought it was cool that they, I thought it was cool that they were showing a black Brit, and then B, I thought it was cool later on that they get to Trinity to the Bone, the island folks in New York. I know, so that's what I just touched on that right quick. I just like that they're bringing all of the different arrays of blackness in it.
Yeah.
And the latest episode, did you watch?
Yes.
I don't want to talk about it at all. I don't want to touch it. I just thought it was interesting how they also were
You
playing.
don't want it was too hard. Why?
We have this thing over on the Friend Zone podcast called the Mystic Zone. It's where we've talked about something and it kind of magically happens. And it's not that we talked about anything directly.
Oh, I
but
know
just
exactly
the
what
fact,
you're talking about. Okay. Yeah.
the fact that I talked about Atlanta and then someone else,
Yeah, I know what you're
like
talking about.
the fact that tied together.
Wasn't that wild? Isn't it wild?
I'm weird because I have no comment on that person because I didn't consume any of their media, but I don't. It was just weird that happened and I saw them in Atlanta. It was like,
eerie?
whoa.
R.I.P. I want to bring up. I don't know if you've looked at the descriptions on Hulu. Have you looked
Oh
at
yeah,
them?
and it's like it's always something like real simple.
It's like commentary that would
Critique
be
of
like
them.
a tweet.
Yeah.
Right? At the first episode where we were talking about the boy and that,
The dream within a dream.
Yeah. Wow, it's been a minute. I mean, I like this episode about the troubled kid, but we waited 50 years for this. That's the episode description. It's the second one. I think everybody knows blackface ain't cool anymore. We get it. They trying to be too hard to go viral. The third episode. This one was cool. Going to rich parties and meeting weirdos. Season 1 was better. The fourth episode, the reparations. I was legit scared watching this. What the fuck? The next ones. Sometimes shows just go over my head, acting fake deep. Where's the poop jokes? Like he's critiquing the culture.
You already know
as
how people
well.
are going to treat.
Yeah, like he's.
People tried to say Dave was a better show, which I didn't watch, so I don't know. But
Dave is not a better show, but
I
it's
didn't
good.
think
Was that the
it
Jewish
was.
guy?
Yeah.
Oh, child.
That's why I just
Dave
couldn't
is
even.
not a better show, but it is. It's funny in a very different way, but
No,
it's
this
not
shit
deep
is,
like
this.
this.
Shit slaps.
This
I
is-
love it.
Yeah, this is a
so
whole. I do.
much.
White fashion also got me, but I wanted to talk more about the cancer attack when the kid stole the phone.
But the kid didn't steal the phone.
Right,
that's
but
the
the
shit
kid
right
didn't
there.
steal the phone. The kid didn't steal, but the whole time you're thinking that he stole the phone, and I was sitting there,
And it was the one that almost called him an N-word.
Right.
I knew.
But how did he have the number? How did he
this
know
is
the
why,
stuff? Like that
I'm
was
sorry,
just like,
hold on. This is why Atlanta is so like funny to me because there are certain things that they do on purpose because like certain people like resonate with. When that white man started being extra, a lot of niggas knew then they were like, this nigga did that shit.
That's
And I was one of them. Like I was so mad. At the end of the episode, I was like, I'm mad I knew that this nigga did that shit. Like, why was I right?
But there was so much in that episode.
There was so much because it was about
the way that
It's
kid
about Al.
idolized him, right? That was
white folks stealing.
White folks stealing.
Like all like,
Again, it's
the fact
about
that he
white folks
gentrified
stealing.
the fact that he gentrified everything off of Paperboy's phone. It was like, what?
how?
But also was about Albert and Al and his insecurity as an artist, as a person. Because then there's this thread of him just trying to figure out dealing with fame. Am I safe? What I really want?
Yeah.
How can I be a real artist? Because some niggas was scamming to get them. Like they in the second season, they had to scam and lie and get where they had to get so they could get on tour.
Mm-hmm.
So then now he's here, and so he's having his own like imposter syndrome. I'm like, who am I? What is going on? That I just love that too. I love his character.
I wish this wasn't the last season though.
Me too.
Like I love how they're doing it, and it makes me wish there was like
I know.
one more. Like like it's like a really nice like send off season, but it would actually be like a really cool like prequel to the send off.
You know how Jay did like Magna Carta Holy Grail, where he had like the book with it, where he like explained everything. Is that the one that he did that with?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
No, I think
he did like a
better.
full or like the blueprint. He did something where he did a book and like explained the concept and everything. I would just love to hear Donald, or at least have a like. You know how the what cast of The Wire came in and talked about it. I just want them to do something where they come together and you hear because I think each character is going to have a very different idea from the writers, from this, from that, because they have backstory for their characters as well.
Yep.
And it's so rich. But I loved in white fashion when Lakeith took that white woman to the Nigerian restaurant.
No.
And she was eating that food. Darius. And she was talking, and she was seemingly into it. She was seemingly like, wow, I'm going to appreciate this culture. And then took it, bought it, and flipped it and had cheesy jollof and all this. And it was like, whoa, you didn't get it. And it seemed like you did for a second. It seemed like you just come in the space. And we were talking about this earlier about our white moms don't know nothing about Rasta pasta and oxtail and things like that. And we were like, well, can they even come? Should they be allowed to come? Because they might fuck it up.
Damn.
They might fuck it up. They might come and be like, oh, can I have it without salt? Do you have gluten-free this? Do you have excuse me?
Damn.
And she turned the shit into it was a food truck, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That the way that sat with me, and they take it, and when she was there, you could see that she was tripping a little bit because she was like, oh, if they got their branding right, if they this, and I started checking myself of how many times have I walked into a space and thought, oh, this could be this, instead of letting it be what it is and letting it just be for the community. How many times did I reimagine greatness, whatever that looked like for something?
That she stole it from them and kicked the woman out.
Did she kick it out?
Yes, she could. He said he was.
Now
looking,
that was the one thing.
I missed that.
Because he was outside and she was like, "Oh yeah, I paid her off." Blah blah blah.
I don't know
like,
where she is.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
That
to
was
them.
the one thing I wish that they would have at least like showed us. Like, is she at home happy
No,
or is she mad?
but
Like,
that's what
fucking island
happened.
living in a fucking.
like did
you
she
get misplaced?
like did she give her like
No.
a fair
Also,
amount of
but did
money?
she sell
like I
out?
wanted.
Did the woman sell out?
I
There's
mean,
also another
yes,
viewpoint of like, do we feel like this Nigerian woman just took the money and sold out and was like, well, I made it. I'm out. I don't give a fuck about the culture.
That
or the
was
food.
one thing I do wish kind of was explored a little bit more. But obviously, since it is about the main character,
Well, they talk about selling out.
They talk about selling out.
Sorry, I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, I just I just can't stop laughing because I can't stop thinking about Darius like figuring out if he should eat the bowl or not, and then just throwing it out. Like that whole moment was just so fucked up because it was like you were just here yesterday, appreciating this place, and now you kind of the reason the shit's gone.
Yeah.
Like
you are the reason it's gone, even though you thought you were doing good. You thought I believe in my heart of hearts that oftentimes a lot of white people think they're doing a service.
that's why I don't hang out with.
But that's why it becomes an evil, dangerous thing. They're all,
Colonizers.
it's like, oh, that's funny, that's absurd. But then there's this haunting feeling in this entire show because America is haunted, but also it's dangerous. Lives. The first episode fucked me up. That was a real. That really happened. That fucked me up, and
it didn't happen the way it played out. That boy died.
Yeah.
They never found his body, which I think that they were playing with that too.
He lived.
They never found the boy's body.
That boy died.
But still, it's funny, but also it kills people.
Like watching that first
Whiteness
episode,
takes lives.
that shit really fucked me up because I remember like laughing and crying.
That was one where I just sat.
Like I just
sat after quiet.
I couldn't help but laugh at how white the people were being, but I couldn't help but feel like that deep sadness I sometimes get trapped in because that's literally the world that we live in, where these white people get away with the most, these children.
They didn't even know that they could get away with.
And to be informed and to be able to identify that in your daily life is really hard to reckon with and be happy.
Oh my God.
When it's all around you and you see it and you're like, Wow.
in like everything too.
Everything.
Like imagine getting a smoothie from a spot right down the street every day, and then one day the shit is actually closed.
That's what happens all the time. I was heartbroken when I left Bed-Stuy. I was heartbroken. And when I drive through now, I'm like, look at all the old spots that I used to enjoy gone. Just something new. Just something new and white.
Yep.
Well, that's why I think it's petty for people to not like Childish Gambino, because I think what he's doing, he has insight. Like he's not. I don't know. The fact that he has a white wife discredits him completely.
Not even the fact that he just has a white wife, but he is someone that's, I guess, struggled with blackness. So,
well, he
like,
did
he grew
the
up and people
interview.
were calling
He did
him
the
white.
interview where he interviewed himself,
Mhm.
and that was where he was posing the questions of like, do you think that, like, do you have a problem with black women? Do you this, do that? And I think I think that approach to that interview is the same approach that he has with these descriptions.
But that interview was different, because that interview was, well, from my perspective, the interview was good. So I was like,
I thought it was interesting.
I thought it was so cool. Like, he was interviewing himself, and then there were certain things that he just didn't want to comment on because he just felt like they were
But
distractions.
he was like, I'm gonna address it by telling you leave it I'm not talking
But for whatever reason, like, because ask Fran, because I remember I was trying to bring the episode up on, and Fran was like, the way he be portraying black women sometimes, I was like, damn, like, what?
Are you embarrassed by how he portrays black people? I think that's the greater
felt like,
question.
Is it black people or
That's the
women?
question that I'm asking.
Well, that was the thing, right? I felt like when he portrays people a certain way, like, even if it's like over the top or too mundane or whatever, I feel like these are actual characters. Like,
so are you
even when I think about
right?
Even when I think about in the earlier seasons where you saw like his mom and stuff, normal people, like,
I think that he humanizes.
he shows like an array of people. You know,
I think he humanizes them.
That's
why I loved so much that woman was so crazy about her reparations. Like, she stuck her head and I was like,
I
ooh, I could do all this and that. Oh, I can't wait.
I hated the mother in the first episode, but that woman was fucking tired.
Oh yeah, no.
I hated her.
But a lot of people knew that woman. Like,
I know that woman, and that woman was conditioned by her conditioning. You're not gonna fucking embarrass me. Sit your monkey ass down. It's like that type of approach. I don't like her.
The woman, the actress, I feel like was doing it, but she wasn't really like being.
He loved him.
She wasn't. Of course, she wasn't doing Medea or nothing, but like she was really like.
For him.
You could tell she was like a real character. Like, she had actual levels, or she was actually thinking about like the fact that even though she's being a bitch right now, she's just trying to make sure that he don't hurt himself. Like, because then she really gonna be like, there were like little undertones and things I could take away. Even him coming back and her just being like, like, it wasn't like, she didn't put her hand on her hip and roll her neck before she said it. So I was like, why is this crazy?
Bowl of spaghetti.
Go ahead, get some spaghetti.
So that's what I think. I think he's giving all of us a bird's eye view to look at what is blackness, like, versus being like, that ain't black, that's too black. I think he's asking us to be like,
black, that's too black.
What is blackness? And all of us are sitting with like,
and he gets to be a part of that.
And he's dope. I don't give a fuck. He's on my top 5.
Next week is the finale.
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah. That makes me sad. That makes me sad.
Yeah. It's.
Shout out to him fucking it up. But he's a disruptor. He's doing weird shit. And he's
I honestly
always
wish I could work on something, like, if I could be an actor in any of his projects, or him or Hero Mirai, because that shit looks beautiful. Like, every week I'm like, I feel like I'm in a different place. And even though it's still like some traumatic shit we're discussing, it's discussed so carefully and like, I don't know. Like, I can enjoy his work, and it doesn't come off as like trauma porn the way that some of these other like things happen.
It's still he has his hands off in a way. Like, I don't
like
got the answers either, nigga. Like, let's look at it together.
The fact that they can all look at somebody and be like, what the fuck you mean, white Liam Neeson? Like, what the fuck is that? Like, the fact that they can all like still have that moment.
About him in there. Oh my god.
Well.
Yes.
We could talk about this all day.
Yes.
We really could.
Yes.
I am so grateful that you are here.
Yeah, no better person to do it with.
Ciao. But before you go, something that we do with all of our guests, because we feel like it gives us some more insight into who they are.
Don't you have enough?
No. We're going to do rapid fire questions with you, Asante.
Okay, let's go.
I love that.
It seems like you understand what rapid fire questions are.
You said rapid, so fire away.
Either or. You cannot explain it.
Okay, either or. No explanation?
No explanation.
No questions either.
No questions or nothing.
All right.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Malcolm or Martin?
Malcolm.
Generational wealth or familial happiness?
Happiness.
Jay or Nas?
Jay.
Mac or Sephora?
Sephora?
Palestine or Israel?
No comment.
In the light
Can I say no
or in the
comment?
dark?
Oh, ooh, both.
No.
See,
Either or now.
I thought that you understood rapid fire
I did
question.
until
In the light or in the dark?
both.
Nigga.
In the light.
Prince or Michael?
In the light. I gotta see.
Prince or Michael?
Prince.
Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Marriage or long-term commitment?
Neither.
Trader Joe's or Whole Foods?
Whole Foods.
Voodoo or brown sugar?
Brown sugar.
Family or career?
Career.
A seat at the table or lemonade?
All right.
A seat at
That
the
was the
table
one,
or
huh?
lemonade?
All right. Wait a
A
minute.
seat at the table or lemonade?
All right.
It's the music
Ooh.
ones for him.
Oh my God.
A
Are you
seat at the table or
serious?
lemonade?
Oh,
Wait.
you're gonna get
This
me
is
in
not
trouble.
very rapid. A seat at the table or lemonade?
I don't want to do this.
Okay.
Next.
Nikki or Cardi? I've never seen you like this.
Oh my God, Nikki. Like
Jollof
Jesus.
or rice and peas?
Rice and peas.
Missionary or doggy style?
Doggy.
Protection or pull out in prayer? Is it Uchi Wally Wally or is it one mic?
Uchi Wally.
Love Jones or Jason's lyrics? I'm gonna fight you. What is happening? It's the culture ones. He can't handle it.
I don't know if you're entertaining or your head's about to explode. I can't
Because
tell.
some of these are
Are
too
you
hard.
having an orgasm? What's
No,
happening?
some of these are too hard. Jason's lyrics.
Sir or Rumi?
Sir.
Lisa Bonet or Nia Long?
Nia Long.
Make your man a plate or have him get his own?
Get his own.
Nuck if you buck or Annie up?
Nuck if you buck.
9/11, inside job or terrorist attack?
Terrorist.
Rihanna or Beyonce?
Beyonce.
Pac or Biggie?
Pac.
Erica or Jill?
Erica.
Brandy or Monica?
Brandy.
Angela Davis or Angela Rye?
Rye.
Read
Damn,
the
I
book or
fucked up. I was just trying to be. I was just trying to do it fast. Okay, keep going.
Read the book or watch the movie?
Movie.
Toni Morrison or Alice Walker?
Walker.
SWV or Escape?
Escape.
Flats or drums?
Both.
That's a serious one
That's
for
a
me.
serious one.
Listen, most people don't clean off one or the other appropriately anyway. Both.
This nigga
Like-
chicken wings.
Netflix or Hulu?
Netflix.
Travel back in time or travel forward in time?
Forward.
Fran or Dustin? That's a joke. That's a joke. Buy stocks or buy flights?
Oh, stocks right now.
Prove your point or pray for peace?
Peace.
Fun in your 20s or wisdom of your 30s?
20s.
Finally, love and light or money and dicks?
What?
That's our tagline.
Oh, finally. I was
finally.
like, it's finally,
Finally,
an
comma.
option.
Love and light or money and dicks?
Money and dicks.
Yay!
Yes.
Asante, thank you so much. I would be
That
like,
was
tell the people where they
excruciating.
can follow you. But
Y'all can
I'm sure-
follow me at
They
y'all you can find me at Hey Asante, HeyAssante, Instagram, socials. You can also catch my podcast at Friendzone Pod on Twitter at the Friendzone Pod, and also find us on Patreon, patreon.com/the Friendzone Podcast. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you,
lovely
King.
ladies.
Time
Thank you
with
You
so
are
you.
much.
loved. We ain't even get. I'm gonna ask these Esther Perel cards at the table. and
Child,
Crystal gonna
save
be pissed.
Esther Rowe for after this.
Crystal gonna be mad. I'm be like, when was the last time you cried? She gonna be like, bitch, shut up. Actually, no, she might like these because she's a therapist.
She might be into that.
She's a therapist now. All right. Well, with that we are out. Shanti's done. All right. Goodbye. I love you. We're done.
Marathon.